I'll just go through down the memory lane, what we have done in the last 3 years. Actually, the Abhyutan Financial Learning Center started in February 2014. Its first program was conducted in July 2014 in a small school, a small village school in the backward district of Kendujhar. That was Salpada. That was my own village. When we started the first program 3 years ago, there was a lot of enthusiasm, lot of support from the local people, and that's why the program could be done from one to second program, and we could march forward. And in 2014 itself, we have conducted 5 programs in upper primary schools, colleges also. We have a program in Women's College, entire Women's College. We have a program in Anandapur. Anandapur College also, there is a big program, and the program continued for more than 2 to 3 hours. And since inception, we got a very good support for Reserve Bank, Government of Odisha, and Reserve Bank Regional Director at that time, Mr. P.K. Jana, was very instrumental in guiding us. And we had a lot of round of discussions those days, how to take the program forward. So we are very happy that we thought that this is a small entity and will go only for school and college. But it so happened that in 2015 we could conduct, apart from the 5 programs, we conducted 2 training programs on MSB financing for bankers. There is a very good support. First program was with the support of the NABARD, our SK Mitra, who is our advisor, he is here also. There is very good support, and we had a very nice program for RRBs and corporate banks. Subsequently, in August 2015 also, we had a program for bankers. That means, because there is a very good resource person, there is a very good talent base, knowledge base, and we have got a very good support for our Senior Bankers Forum, President of the BB Patnaik, he is here also. So there is a lot of good resource base. That's why we could march forward, do other programs for the school, college, universities, and also some programs for bankers. So 2014, 15, and 2016 March, we had a seminar on financial literacy and financial inclusion. In that first program, which is a seminar, almost 130 persons, students, bankers, other financial institutions, they participated. It was inaugurated, the chief guest was Dr. Anup Pujari. In that program, Executive Director from Reserve Bank, Mr. Deepak Mohanty was there as chief speaker. And we had a benefit of getting good speakers in terms of Chairman of the Bank of India, Mr. G. Padmanabhan. Subsequently, we had our first souvenir was released in a special program in Koraput. That has happened in 19th July 2016. 19th July is a financial and inclusion, it is a Bank Nationalization Day. So it is a special day for bankers. So that time also our K.R. Das, he was very supportive. Especially we went to Koraput with our friend Mr. Gokul Chandra Mishra, he is from Syndicate Bank. We inaugurated, released our first program in a very special function, you can say, not seminar, it is a small workshop for SSG workers. It was quite successful. So the second seminar was conducted very recently on 21st January 2017. That was the focus, because after the post demonetization, the focus was digital financial literacy or digital. So that time the focus was digital financial literacy. The program was inaugurated by former Deputy Governor Sri H.R. Khan. In that program, we had other speakers like Dr. K.C. Mishra, P. Krishnamurthy, Mr. S.K. Mitra. So it was a very targeted program for the Mr. Sridhar Behera, Banking Ombudsman. The program was got a good response. So now this program, we have I am to just mention that we are very lucky that we could get the audience. We are waiting here to, of course, to hear. We invited Sri Abhay Prasad Hota. He is from Odisha, and he is the managing director and CEO of the NPCI. He has kindly accepted the invitation. So that's a date was fixed on 21st July. But 22nd he was busy in addressing a PAN IIT conference. So we have shifted a little bit from 19th, and this hall also was available 24th. So this is about our program, about our functioning, about our AFLC or Abhyutan Financial Learning Center. Now let me turn to before inviting to speak, let me give their brief introduction, because most of the guests are known to the audience. Dr. Arvind Behera is the chief guest of the evening. Dr. Behera, he was IAS from Odisha cadre. He passed our matriculation in 1968 batch, our own batch. His graduation was in economics at Avanza College. He was a very brilliant student. He passed out the economics, that graduation was in 1972. Post-graduation in applied economics, he was first class passed in 1974. Joined a lecturer in GM College, FM College, Balasore, Fakirmon College, Balasore as a lecturer. Then joined the Indian Economic Service. He joined IAS in 1978. He was a collector for many districts of Odisha, of almost half a dozen of districts. One is Kalahandi, that time he was very much a limelight, and he was nicely guided the guided the administration of the particular district. He was the RDC Revenue Divisional Commissioner South Zone, Secretary in Biju Patnaik, Secretary to Chief Minister Biju Patnaik during his Chief Ministership. He was a Principal Secretary in many departments like Public Works, Rural Development, Water Resources, Disaster Management. He was Additional Chief Secretary, Member Board of Revenue. So various interests. Now he is a President, Music Society, Music Circle rather, and presently doing consultants in Government of India in the disaster management. We welcome Dr. Behera to this particular function. He is really, in a short notice, he could, and he is a very busy person, having a lot of meetings. Before this meeting also, he was having another very social meeting, very busy, so he's a busy person. Really great to have him as chief guest. Then I turn to our chief speaker, Sri A.P. Hota, Abhay Prasad Hota. Actually, Abhay Prasad Hota, he is now the managing director of CEO, Chief Executive Officer of the National Payment Corporation of India, that is based in Bombay. Mr. Hota joined Reserve Bank in 1982. He was there in RBI up to 2009. For some time, we were sitting in the same building also. And he was a pioneer in payment system in India. And he is an architect of the various packages that he'll describe, he'll tell himself also. And payment system was a Reserve Bank function, it was not there till 2005. Then subsequently, there is a board was created, board for regulation, supervision for payment and settlement system of India. The BPSS recommended to create a new department at that time. As I remember, DPSS, Department of Payment System, was created at that time. And Mr. Hota is the first Chief General Manager of that particular department. That is a very important department because subsequently the path to a new era of the payment system started. One thing many people may not be knowing, the Payment and Settlement System Act was passed in 2007, for which he was also instrumental. Then in RTGS, NEFT, so many other things he has developed. So his contribution in Reserve Bank was very well acknowledged and highly regarded. After 2009 or 8, when this vision document of Reserve Bank came and this new department was created, it was earlier a new institution rather, I can say department, National Payment Corporation of India as a national entity, a new institution was created by Reserve Bank, and he was a founder, MD of that particular institution. NPCI. At that time, hardly 9-10% started this department under the stewardship of Mr. Hota. Now you will be glad to know that the institution is more than 1,000 and making direct campus recruitment. And today we have got a very interesting session in XIMB. I was present for more than 45 minutes. He explained RuPay, Bhim, etc. Coming back quickly to others area, Bhim is Bharat interface for money, which was dedicated to nation by our Prime Minister on 30th December 2016. Bhim is a unique program, and it is operating in unified payment interface. And this entire development was done by under the leadership of Mr. Hota. So that is a great achievement. We are very lucky that people of such a remarkable personality, his remarkable achievement, I can say, remarkable achievement could make him to come to this our program and embellish the this particular function. Then there are so many things to talk about Mr. Hota. One thing I'll just mention, 16th November 2016, 16 November in Economic Times there is one page, some news item was there, very interesting news there. They narrated that the Hota is creating a Amul in financial management. You can believe, Amul has done by Korean, Varghese Korean in Ahmedabad or Gujarat. It is a revolution, a white revolution. Similarly, he is bringing the digital revolution in India. It is the biggest achievement of his contribution rather to digitalization of the Indian society. He is very much passionate in his work. So he as an architect of the digitalization of the India, we give, entire country gives, salutes him, give a lot of credit as an architect. Today, the students of XIMA said this is father of the digital revolution in India. So we welcome Mr. Hota. Actually, because Mr. Hota is coming, I just described to 2-3 professors here. They immediately grabbed the opportunity. Only just drop a word. The XIMB, Mr. Ramana is not here, but he said we'll invite him. Immediately there is a tremendous support and response from the department, particular department, MBA, XIMB, Javier Issue Management. Then kids also invited. They are inviting rather to have a program on 20 day after tomorrow, 26th. And Utkal University Professor Anil Swai also, he said we'll welcome him. So there is a special program for him. And he has got a very packed program for 24th. Of course, today he had 25th, 26th. So today's program, perhaps he is going on 27th. Otherwise, would have some other business schools would have got the benefit. But that may be the next chance. So definitely we'll welcome for your to share your views to the august audience available here. And many bankers also are here. Then D.K. Jena is the Additional Secretary in the Government of Odisha. He is a Director of Insurance Finance. He is a lot of work. I discussed with him over telephone many times. He is very much passionate for the financial literacy, financial inclusion, and dealing with many or various departments, including Reserve Bank, various institutions, financial institutions. So he is, despite all his busy schedule, he could make it. We welcome Mr. D.K. Jena, and we will continue with him. Our ongoing dialogue will continue to get some new light, the thinking of the government, so that in that direction the banks can move, and we can be the facilitator for that. Mr. K.R. Das is here. He is our old friend and also supportive role he has played in conducting the program in July 2016. He is a batchmate. He joined the Reserve Bank in 1982. He retired of course now. He retired as a regional director in RBI Hyderabad. We are colleagues in RBI Staff College, Regional Staff College. So we welcome Mr. K.R. Das. He is very interested to take the financial literacy to higher levels. Of course, he came with a very short notice. We welcome Mr. Das. So I must not forget Mr. Nilambarat. Mr. Nilambarat is our last but not least, he our guest of honor today. Mr. Rath is presently the Managing Director or Chief Executive Officer of the Academy of Media Learning Private Limited. Actually, for a management of the media, this is maybe the first institution in Odisha where he has contributed, he is playing a very vital role. I attended a meeting very recently, maybe 2-3 months ago, where our Honorable Petroleum Minister, Mr. Dharmendra Pradhan was there. He was sharing his dais and he was very nice to talk and a very good speaker and a good knowledge. And he was having the background of ETV, so many media backgrounds. So he is instrumental in pushing through the journalism in a the education, or rather you can say the education of the journalism in Odisha. I welcome Mr. Nilambarat. Actually, we had always a dialogue how to take the program forward, and kindly, he was very busy schedule, despite the busy, he agreed. We welcome Mr. Nilambarat. He will talk about the role of media for the financial inclusion. Now again, I welcome the students. They are the dear to us. The Senior Bankers Forum members of Senior Bankers Forum, members of the AFLC, and members from the MFI, Mutual Funds, Mr. Narendra Nayak and their group has come. So all friends are, we welcome officers from NABARD also, Mr. Soren has come. So all are welcome for this, to the program.